Welcome back to another edition of My Business Navigator. Today, we're going to be learning how to make the lower thirds Instagram icon from scratch, but have it look 3D, give it a 3D effect. All right, guys, this one's complicated, so let's get to it. All right, hey guys, this is Antonio. So as I mentioned, today we're going to be doing the lower thirds logo for Instagram. What this is going to do is it's a very complicated system. What I'm going to be showing you is that, and what is going to entail is actually layering it out so it gives it a nice 3D effect. Because of the limitations of my system, I'm going to break it down so this way it's only a couple pieces at a time. And actually, let me show you here if I could pull up. Now, this is what I've done for the Facebook, right? So if you look, this section right here is one piece, this section here is another piece, and this is another piece. So what we're going to be doing is learning how to do just one piece at a time over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to break it down into simple areas because each video is going to probably get into an hour plus. Hopefully you guys get a lot out of this, and hopefully I'm entertaining enough to want to keep you around. But there's just so much information. And now the other thing that I want to say is that I have been learning a lot to make this happen, and I've put a lot of hours in to make to do this, and I'm not done yet because I'm going to have this come off the screen with a particle system. And by the time we get around to that episode, which probably be the 4th installment in this series, then that'll be going away. That'll actually be really cool. Is it'll be leaving the screen in a particle format. I still haven't worked out how I want to bring it up to the screen, trying to bring something different other than the bounce, although I do believe the bounce would probably look really cool with this, the way this Facebook emblem is. But yes, I made this from scratch, and we're going to be making the Instagram one from scratch as well. So the nice thing about this is, if you look here in the background on it, right? If you look on the background, it's moving. Let me do it again here. Bring it over. So you see that is from a video that's playing in the background of that guy. So anyway, let's go down to there. And of course, I always give credit where credit is due. I've learned a lot off this individual right here. And if you'd like to learn some good stuff about Fusion and DaVinci Resolve, check this guy out here, Confusion. A lot of the material that I'm going to be going over today was learned out of this gentleman, right out of this video specifically right here. DaVinci Fusion, Resolve and Fusion create amazing titles. Rival After Effects. So basically, he does give a nice little knock to After Effects, something that After Effects can't do. I'm not familiar enough with After Effects, and I don't recall it off the top of my head to be able to say it, so I'm going to leave that at that. I will point out here is, if you look, I have a lot of images down here at the bottom that I did download, and that's these different various images up here. So mind you, when you start out doing this on your own, make sure that you have images. I got, just search on the internet, free stock images, stock videos. In this particular case, free stock videos. I'm going to be working with that to create the background for the Instagram logo. So first thing that I went in and did, and I actually deleted that part off the screen here. But I went in and I took the Facebook logo that I created that I know is a good size. So I took this guy and I merged it make sure that I get the proper size with this guy. So now when I merge these two together, obviously I have these at the wrong spots. So if I do this properly, oh, there we go. I do this properly, let me switch them back around again. I know that there's a shortcut for it. I got to remember it at some time. Is I want to bring the sizing for my Instagram down to match that Facebook. So now if I'm not on that Facebook, you see how it matches perfectly. And the reason for the sizing being very important is as you're making templates out, now everything that you made in a previous template will be applicable here because the size is appropriate. So now as I came over to my logo, let me see here. Brought this logo in, and let's bring that over top. So now we're going to show this up there. All that I simply did, and what I'll do is I'll show over here. What I did is I took basically, there's my background. This background here is on this screen. This merge is over here on this screen, just to kind of give you an idea. And maybe I'll even do it like this and that. Maybe I don't need this merge to show this. And the reason why I say I don't need that merge is I've taken a rectangle to mask into a rectangle. So see, subtract inside that rectangle, and then I'm going to merge inside that rectangle some information. So everything in this guy, and then take out, and then also take out that little hole up there for final input there. And all that is coming into my background here. Now my background, you see that is black. It really doesn't matter at this point what the color is because of how we're going to go about doing this. So I'm going to take all this information right here, and all this is going to go into a group because we don't really need to have that on our screen and cluttering it anymore. So I'm going to hit F2 to rename. And by the way, I want to mention that a lot of what you're viewing right now is an auxiliary screen that I have. Okay. And let me come over here to Camlink. So what you're viewing on this screen is I'm looking here and I'm working on this screen. That is an auxiliary screen to my laptop computer that I have set up over here. So, and I say over here, I'm pointing this direction here. In previous videos, I had the camera set right in front of me, and I noticed that as I'm working, my face is just going down so low that it's not really conducive. So when I hit the shift spacebar to pull up tools, or I hit F2, these tools show up by default on my native screen, on my laptop screen. So if I don't bring it over here and I'm just typing stuff in and something pops up, that's why, is that it's over on my laptop screen while I'm trying to give a better viewer experience. I'm hoping this will come across a little bit better for you guys. So do me a favor, if you're seeing this part, notate down there in the comments for me if you like seeing me look more this direction with you guys, with hopefully a little bit better background. I'm going to get a couple more pictures up there, and opposed to this direction with the actual backdrop that I had in the previous videos. So give me some feedback down below. I'd love the love. So with that said, I'm going to switch back, if I can switch back, find my mouse, to this screen here. So this group is basically my logo. Let me see here. Instagram logo outline, because really that's all that it is. Now I will be utilizing more often these wireless nodes. They come in handy, so this way it prevents us from bringing strings of stuff all the way across the screen. Now these three things here, I can get rid of those. I don't need them anymore. The other thing that I have and I preset up is this. Right, this is some texture that we're going to be implementing and giving within our design. And this is kind of going to give it that little professional touch, even though it's in the lower thirds. I want to try to, basically be as professional as we can. And which is the reason why having all these little niceties on my old laptop that's, like I said, 5 years old, can't handle all the processing power for everything that we want to do. So from time to time, I'm going to be saving the DaVinci Resolve. Now, mind you, sometimes DaVinci Resolve, when I save it, unless I leave out to go to another project or close down DaVinci Resolve entirely, it doesn't truly save, because I found a couple times when it crashed, because I've reached the limit of my processing power on my laptop, I lost a lot of information. So I may from time to time be going to another program and then coming back again. I may be doing that. Hopefully I don't need to, but well, hopefully, you know, I'll skip through it, I'll pause it, I'll do something, but we'll see how it goes. So right now, first thing I want to do is I'm going to hit Command S. I'm going to save what I have here. I'm going to take our logo wireless node, and I'm going to first bring up an Erode. This is the first time that I have used the Erode Diolate function. We're going to use this, 2-3 times here. Now, what Erode Diolate is going to do is, Erode Diolate is basically going to expand or erode away at the outer edges. So if I zoom in, and I zoom in here and here, you'll be able to see I can dilate it out, or I can erode it in. Now, this Gaussian, it does like a fuzzy. And if I were to do the box, it gives a very hard edge. And the circle kind of rounds everything out. And if you were to have lettering in that, not so much. You lose some of the corners on your lettering. So with this particular part, it's best that we use the Gaussian. And we just bring that puppy pretty much all the way in. And then from the Erode Diolate, I'm going to bring my tool back over here. We will use a Creat Bump Map. Now, in the Creat Bump Map, we're going to come back around here and bring in the mask. So right now we have this. Now with that, we're going to, let's see, luminance. I believe it's the alpha that I want. And I'm going to bring up the height scale 400. Yes, this is what I'm looking for, 400. So right now, basically, this is already giving it that kind of 3D effect that we're looking for. So first thing I want to say is that in this, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to give it shading from different directions to allow that, again, little professional touch, just a little bit of shading and coloring. So this way you see different coloring. So from here, we're going to use the control. Why did this not pop up? There we go. I'm going to use a Boolean channel and add that. Now, Boolean channel, I'll go over a little bit later. In most of my episodes and most of my designs going forward, I'm going to probably be using more of the Boolean channel than the merge. As Vito pointed out there with confusion, he pointed out that in one of his videos that the merge actually loses a lot of the alpha. Now, I'm sure that with the renders that we're doing right now, or these basic designs, the alpha may not be that important, but as we start getting more into the more complex three-dimensional programs where you got the shading and the lighting and the placement of the cameras and following the cameras around and have objects work, you will lose that alpha that actually retains a lot of information in there. And it really comes into play when you're trying to shadow different things. He showed it out. I'm not a guru, so I'm going to stop there. I just spoken what I know, and then I'm leaving it there. You guys can go watch the videos and learn more about it. But I challenge you, if you haven't used the Boolean channel, to actually try to use it more often. It's pretty cool. I mean, it doesn't have many options here when you first look at it, but as you start getting going with it, you will notice that it actually is pretty darn powerful. So from here, XYZ, just take red, green, blue. That's all that we're going to do right there. And enable extra channels. So we're going to come over here to channel 2. With channel 2, with our, we want to go there. So red, green, and blue, we want to set to black. Okay, so set to black. No, not blue, black. Black. There we go. And from here, we're going to take and shader. bring in a shader. Now, a shader, this guy, let me tell you something about a shader. Shader, you could work on a project 30 different times, but each time you work on a project, you could be getting a different outcome from the shader. Shader is more art than anything. I've played around with a couple of my projects, with a couple of the projects there with Facebook and a couple of preliminary stuff. I have never been able to really come up with exactly the same thing twice. As you see, we have two different items there, and see, that's coming from the top. I want to go from the bottom. Maybe we can get it from this angle. These are only accents that we're going to be having. So with that said, now I'm going to start on this guy. So this guy here, well, first thing that we are going to do with this guy is, let me see. So we have the image. I want to zoom. Oh, can't do anything because, all right, so Gaussian. With the Gaussian, I'm going to make sure that we have the proper color. Now, the one thing I got to say about Vidi, Confusion, the pirate from Confusion, is that he's very, very particular about his coloring in that. Now, if you pay attention, you will definitely learn a lot from him about coloring domains, set domains, their sizing. Lord knows I've learned a few lessons on sizing over learning this stuff over the past couple weeks. So there's my comment, and now I'm going to do a color correction to go along with that. So now what I will be doing is I'm going to do two different color corrections. Okay. Now you see that is very, very grainy. Wonder if that is just because of how I brought it in. Let's bring that down. Let's bring the contrast up there just a little bit. We're going to use gain, lift that up a little bit. Have the color, and then we're going to do another color corrector. And this color corrector will be here, and what we'll do is bring this one more towards the, no, I don't want that, I want this. There we go. Zoom this guy out. All right, so this one, I'm going to bring this more towards the orange. So now we'll have a nice orange glow to it. We have an orange, we add the purple. So this way we can match sides of our logo as we get going and put those two together. Now, with our logo, let me see. Let's do, so I'll leave room for the blur, very blur. And we will bring in, hold on. Remember I said I have this down here for reference? This is my reference. So resize, set domain, and then I can start my blurs. So from there, we're going to resize. And the reason why we're resizing is this allows for us to choose different size, even though right now, this particular piece of media is at 1920 by 1080p, which is full HD. But just in case it wasn't, or it's not, or you want to switch that out, you don't have to worry about making sure that you have the proper, size media, because this will resize it. And if you don't have the proper size media, well, it's going to be a pain in the butt later. Trust me on that. All right, so from here, what we're going to do is I'm going to take, I'm going to create a wireless node and start off to the side. It will actually be 2 wireless nodes. And what it's going to do is I'm going to take that name there. So I'm just going to Control-C, copy. Come over here. I did not copy right. So Creat Bump Map 2. Let me make sure that I got that proper. Create Bump Map. Perfect. So now what I want to do is I actually want to copy this again and paste it because I want to have one for over here as well. And you're probably saying, Antonio, what's going on, man? Well, you're going to see. And I should actually rename these here. So this wireless one is our logo bump map 1. And this is logo bump map 2. So I got my logo bump map. Now we're going to go here. We'll do a displace. Add that. Okay, so the displace, what that displace is going to do is that's going to allow us to, well, let me show you. Bring this guy in here. Do I have it at the right spot? So, no, I don't. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to have, bring this over, and I'm going to hit Control-Alt. I want that to go into the input, and I want this one to go into the foreground. Now, really, right now, you don't see too much, and that's what we're going to do to adjust that is hit the XY axis, and I'm going to turn the refraction on both the X and Y all the way up. Now, with that, I will be able to, well, make sure I got my logo coming out there. Ah, you see here, I don't have my logo set up. Okay, so that's why I'm losing stuff. Like, I thought I was going crazy, but there we go. So, bada bing, bada boom. Bada bing, bang, boom. Now, there we go. So, we have our logo in this displace, and we're going to be putting this guy, see here, my offset. I want to bring this guy all the way over, and I want to bring him down, except for this here, I'm going to go to negative 1.5-ish. And let me see, bring this back right about, right there-ish. And it's, again, this is for your taste, you know, find something interesting that you like. See here, there's some stuff there that I don't like, and I'm going to show you how to get rid of that here in a moment, or how to adjust that here. Now, before I go too much further, is I'm going to place another displace right there. So I'm going to take my resize and feed into the displace. And I'm going to take my logo bump and I'm going to feed into there. So now as we first get these, you notice that I don't have anything there again. Except for this time, it's actually, I don't have anything there, right? Good. So as I come here and make this selection to the XY, now I'm going to bring this refraction all the way up and also refraction all the way up. Is we can, and I'm going to bring down just a little bit over. See, I want to have a little bit more, so 0.9, let's say 0.9. How about negative 0.9? All right, so what do I get going this way? Yeah, I like the definition that I get right there. I like how that looks. So if you play it, this is kind of what you're going to see in the background of the two. So take note, make sure that you're good. One thing that I want to make sure that I do is loop that. Now, what I don't like, Okay, there you go. It does lighten up. I like how that lightens up. Actually, I think I'm going to bring the x-axis on that one up. No, I'm sorry, y-axis. The other direction. And I'm going to take a look at the various channels. Nah, don't like them. I'll stick with that. And alpha. Oh, keep that one the same. This guy here, I want to just take a quick look. I don't like how that looks. Luma, not too shabby. And the green, how about the alpha? How about the Luma? And the blue? Nope, I'll stick with the green on that. Okay, so now one thing that I want to do before we go too much further, even before we start getting these blurs out, is create rectangles. Now this rectangle, what this is going to do is this is going to serve as what we have in and what we don't have in. Now, Instagram logo likes to do a 45-degree angle, which is great. I don't have any problems with that. So we're going to adjust on that perfectly. And then we're going to see 75, I believe it is. Nope. How about 0.25? Okay, so here we will bring the width all the way out because I want this to cover the whole screen. I want the height come in, and basically I'm going to bring the height up so this way I'm matching exact, maybe a little bit over the halfway. Yeah, one, perfect. So now I want to take this rectangle, I want to copy it, and we're going to place this into this mask. Now I want to leave these down and available because we're going to be using these again. Maybe I'll bring that one up there for now. Alright, so this guy, we have this half masked in. We need to bring the other half up top. So the other half here will switch to 75 and then 0.75. That should do the trick. Good. So now I got this half up here, got this half down here. And I'm going to bring that down. Bring this down. So before I go any further, I'm going to add in some blur. Now with this blur, it's going to be a little bit different than what you're probably used to seeing. Alright, so I got the blur here. I got the displace here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some blur, not too awful much, just say that much there, and then I'm going to add some more, and one more blur. And what the reason why I want to add this blur is now I can add a little bit more in the background, but at the same time I can bring down the mix of the two. So now we can make sure I'm stopped. And the reason for doing this is you just do a little bit of blur here, right? Just enough, and it'll leave detail on the inside by doing this. And we can bump this up. Kind of blur that out there in the back a little bit more. Bring this down, say 11-ish, and what that does is that masks all that right there for us, while still giving very blurry. Oh, and blur. Oh, that's right. So that's why I'm bum. So if I bring, wonder what would happen if I bring that over there. Now, test this out. Blur to max. You see that it blurs the inside, but I want to apply that inverted. Actually, no, that won't, because we're going to take that out anyway. We're going to take that out. So that's not going to matter. Displace. What is showing if I have that? Oh, this is mucho gusto blur. Bring that. No, a little bit of horse trading almost. All right, so we'll call it at that. Now, I will say this, guys. My final product that I actually produce and put out may end up looking a little bit different. This is because over time I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at stuff as I'm playing with various settings. I'm going to realize that I don't like a certain number of things, so I'm going to just adjust and tweak, and I'll catch little things that I don't catch live while I'm doing this. Mind you, I am putting this together right now live with you guys. I have not really done this in advance, so this is with you. All right. So with that said, sometimes you'll see a final product, or if you download a template or whatnot, you'll see the templates don't have the exact settings that I have on the videos. That's because on the back end, between the time that I've uploaded the templates and the time that I've recorded the video, I realized that there are certain things that I thought could be bettered and increased a little bit better. So that's why I go through and I do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that, and I just feel like my poor laptop isn't keeping up with everything that I'm throwing at it right now. So with that said, I'm going to take both of these, I'm going to copy, and I'm going to paste over here. I'm going to put that guy in there first. You know what? How about I put this stuff on the other side? There we go. Rearrange these a little bit. Once I get the resize, now I want to have this, have that. You start to see that I have a lot of blur going on. Then we have that there. Take a look at this. I really like how that it's coming out. Look at that. That is just beautiful. It's kind of making me want to change where I have this displace set at. Well, before I get too far into changing my displace, I need to change where I have basically a filter. I need to put in a filter here, and want to go down to that, and ironically enough, I'm going to use the opposite mask to mask what I'm doing here. So with that said, there's that mask, and now I'm going to take and put in for this guy a filter there as well. Except for I want him to go in here. And I'm going to take that mask and put there. I don't need to be playing that right now. So now as you see, I have half here, and now I will end up bringing the two together as soon as I apply the proper filter over on this side. So now as you see, what's going on is I have this filter. I have the alpha shown here, and I have the alpha there. Nothing else going on. And there's that. I want to bring this displace. This is the reason why I didn't want to change this setting, is that this displace is displacing the refraction up further onto what's being filtered out. So I didn't want to change that just yet. I wanted to see what Now let's bring, see if I go over too far, it's being filtered out. If I come over this way, how about 2.5? And now we're starting to get to where there's really not too much action. And I want to just set this so this way just has enough. Yeah, I'm really liking the bottom over here in this area. So, but you know what? That's okay. We're going to add some more reflection and detail to this guy. So we really don't need to, I guess we really don't need to go too deep into it. So I'll go with that. All right. Now with this here, I can have that and Boolean channel Boolean, if you will. Bring that together. Don't want to copy. I want to add the two sides together. Now what you're seeing is that real hard area. So what we can do is soft edge, right? So now it's not so much of a hard edge right there between the two of them. And it gives it that natural Instagram kind of look, right? So we could do that. Now, along with that, actually, almost want to bring this up further, but we can do that later. Let's see, if I were to do this, that would be not the width, but the height. And then I would increase the height on the other one. So actually, I need to find out exactly where I'm sitting. So we're at height 0.9, so that's 0.1, 0.0, not 1, but 84, 0.084. I actually kind of like how that is turning out. Maybe bring that other one back down. So you run into that refraction issue. So we're going to bring this back to 0 for now. We can deal with that later. All right. So now we have the Boolean. Now it comes time. We have our shaders over here. And we have our displaces. Now at this point, what we can do, what I want to do, right, we have this guy, which we'll use for, well, we got two of them there. So we will use filter, Control S. All right, so filter. This time we're going to bring it to Sabel. We'll bring this guy here, and then also we need to have another Erode Diolate. This time we'll use the box, and we'll bring that down just a tad bit. So with the Sabel, what the Sabel does is it gives us this nice outline. The actual setting is first is this relief. Bows, no, we don't want any of this. We want the Sabel. So the Sabel is going to give us that. Except for what I'm doing is going to clean this up, and that's the reason why I have the Erode Eradicate. So I want the bitmap, and I'm going to bring in another one right there, and we will be using them as. Actually, they linked them together. So this side, I want to bring in the luminance, no, alpha channel, and then over here, we will bring in the luminance. No, I didn't click on it. The alpha, luminance, multiply, and what, as you can see, what that is doing is it's giving us those nice little areas there. Now, I want to double check something just because, one, I can. Now it's giving us these nice sharp edges. I'm feeling like we should, oh, this guy. So if I bring my road down further, all right, I'm not getting it. So if I bring it up, you see now how I'm getting the actual outside edges as well. So outside, inside, outside, outside, inside. Yeah. Outside, hole. Yep, this is beautiful. That is exactly what we want. So now we have this. Actually, I want to bring these over here. And instead of being hooked to him, I'm going to bring it, since essentially they are the same. Right? There we go. So now we have this stuff. Now, before we go further down this rabbit hole, I'm going to bring in our texture, which is this stuff up here. Now the texture, make sure that I got it hooked up to the wireless node correctly, which is obviously I do. I'm going to bring the texture into here. A shader, I don't know about that one. Interesting, but not what I was looking for. So if I bring outside to outside, that's going to give me a merge, and that I think is a little bit more than what we're, let's see, in topic. So we're, well, let me go down here to see what I have here. So multiply, the mode is multiplying. Now you see how that goes. So yeah, it is coming directly from here, and that is also bright text sitting over here. So if you could take a look, that is what we have up there. So multiply is what I want us to be looking for. Operator, multiply. And let's take a look at that, how that's looking. How about we invert the mask too? I believe that's probably what we want to do. All right, so something's not quite looking the way that we want, right? I do see how the texture is coming through there, but at the same time, we're not getting what we want. So we have that merge up there selected. I have this merge right here. I'm going to select that. So now merge 3 is this guy down here at the bottom. Canvas layer. Gain is brought most of the way down. And also I want to bring him. Now you see it's coming in very nicely over there. Okay, so maybe this is what I think this is what I have going on. Let's check our, all right, so green coming in there. That's our foreground. Our background is, I believe that's what I did. So, yep. So let's drag this down again. Hold Alt to make sure. Well, no, we want this here to be our background, and this to be the foreground. Now when that multiplies out, still not getting exactly what I wanted. It's very dark. But you see, as I brought up the gain, I actually had the wrong. So now as I bring down the gain, we will see this guy come through. And at the same time, you start to see that texture showing, which is exactly what we want to look for. So now we can take this to here, make sure that we have the same setup, which is, of course, we don't. So select here, come down, background, select foreground, multiply, and we want to bring down the gain. All right, bring our gain back up there a wee bit. I think we're going to be good with that. I want to bring this, hey, I want that to go in there too. So let's bring that up. I want to bring this gain up here some more. Show more of that coloring. And what I'm going to do is actually I notice how it's very interesting how this one applies the mask differently. I have that mask invert. All right, so multiply, gain, set up, and then this one here is actually very nice. That is interesting to me. Very, very interesting. I got that at 583, 528, so it should be coming in just the same. I'm curious on that, on how that's working. Let me actually use this one as the mask. We'll come back to that, all that good stuff here in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bright contrast, and I'm going to put that into here, and then I'm going to do a very blur in from there. So between the two of those, actually I'll bring this back over to the very blur. That's not what we want now, is it? If we come up here, multi-box, soften, defocus, let's come down. I want to just, for the sake of time, very blur. Oh, I need my mask to come into there. Now notice here I don't have a mask, but yeah, it is darker. So if I bring my mask in, even use itself as a mask, see that I lose all that other noise that I don't need. I like that. Okay, so the very blur, I'm going to mask it with my mask, and then blur size just a little bit there. Oh, bitmap is not a bright. See, this is why I have a reference, so this way I can make sure that as I'm doing this, again, I'm just in the learning process and I'm making sure that I have the proper stuff for you. So bitmap, we'll place the bitmap inside. We're going to take my logo, we're going to apply that like so. Allow my laptop to catch up. Obviously it's not, because that's not up there yet. So I definitely don't have what we need. And I remember this is gets to be a little tedious. So luminance, I believe, is where I am off at. And if I take this here, say I'm on the alpha, let's bring this down to luminance. And I believe that once everything catches up, that's what I want to see there. So the very blur. All right, so I have the background over here. I have the input there. I believe that I want to bring this to my input and bring this to my image. Now, with that said, should be able to take this blur size, bring this up, and what we should be seeing is some artifacts starting to be displayed. I don't want to go too. Yeah, you see here and here. Close this guy. and bring that down. So some of this roughness is starting to be showed over here, which is exactly what I want. Now what this will do is that's going to bring that up. And again, guys, this is very much of an art opposed to a science. So if you think you have it down pat, think again. And it takes just a moment for my laptop to catch up with everything that we have going on. Now this is where I was thinking that I had my play. I want to okay, what I want to do too is I'm going to do a bright contrast. I'm going to put that right in the center of the center of there, and the reason for that bright contrast at this point is I want to boost this contrast. Let's see, what am I doing? Right, so bright contrast, and I'm going to bring down the brightness. Gain, what do I do with the gain? I want to bring it down. Do I want to bring it up? Definitely not down. How about up? What happens when I bring it up? To help speed things along there, I just took off the image. So I want to have that stuff move it up this way. Bring the lid. I think I make it a little bit rougher. I'm gonna gamma gain. Yeah, make it a little bit rougher by upping the contrast there a little bit. And I might even bring in that brightness just a tad bit. So now when we come over here to our bitmap, that's what we get. And I'm going to bring up this end of it just a tad bit to allow it to work. You can see going a little bit too far. There we go. And now when we bring everything to the very blur, now this is where I was talking about where the laptop is getting bogged down with a lot of stuff. Obviously, it's a lot on it. It really is. So I'm going to say that we're fine for the time being with what we're seeing there. I might even bring 30 just to see what happens. Oh yeah. Okay, see, now I can bring this back down because now it's very noticeable. Bring it back down to like 17. Mind you, I gotta give it time. I think that, yeah, just a little bit of texture. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. Okay, so now we have this. That's my logo. Very blur. All right, so now I can go ahead and let me take one look here. Contrast and then glow. Last two things, and then we're putting everything together. So now with this, brightness, contrast, and we're going to use our filter that we created. So now our brightness contrast is going to, with that filter being applied to it, should just be applied to areas that we indicated earlier through this mask. So that mask there basically our edges is really what we're going after. Gamma, that's our gain. So lift our gain all the way up. Brightness. Contrast. We'll leave it at that. So now if we let that go, we turn that off. So, and then a glow. Bring the glow in and go off the glow. Did I not have that? I didn't. I had a different level on there. Sorry, it happens. So I want to bring these two back down just to see what type of, oh, I did like that. Yeah, I think I'm liking that right now. Let me just zoom out. Now, if I notice, the one thing that I'm seeing that I just now realize is that I have these outsides where it's changing shape and it gives that bump, but I don't necessarily like it. It's going to have to come out. And I will, yeah, I wonder if I put that's going to happen here. It's going to also happen here. That's the filter. So those were actually happening at decent spots. Okay. All right. So I'm going to, we'll come back to that here in a minute. So this, we will do a Boolean. And we will bring down our first shader. We have it there at the merge. So with that, I'm going to bring these guys over. I don't like crossing the paths too much, but we're going to have to get it. How about we not bring it there and bring this guy into here. Now, mind you, this is the texture being added for there. So now instead of with their, we want to add this texture and everything else in. Okay, so, and then we're going to also add another Boolean. Now with this Boolean, we're going to take and bring this other merge down into here. And again, we're going to do add. Okay, now you see we got a little bit of purple. We're getting just a little hint. Well, I should say, here we go. So from our glow, comes up. Now it's just little hints of the purple tint down here. Other one you really don't see much at all. So we'll come here and we'll go there. Since that is such a just want to see what happens in our, okay, so we see that that's a little bit too much, right? We bring this back down to 41, so we come up right there. Let's let it play through. Okay, so now we got that texture coming in over here, a little bit going around. That's pretty much what we want with that. So now I'm going to come over here with this guy, and we're going to basically do the same thing, but for the opposite side. So now we'll take, we have this shader selected. We'll come around, give this a bit more light. It's, yeah. How about we do this? Make it easier on the processor. Process what we need when we need it, right? Okay. So the merge. Yeah, I just don't get why that's acting so differently. See how that comes in there, and they must have did something pretty crazy with this. Ah, apply mask inverted. That would be the trick. I thought I checked that before. So let's try this again. Yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so now if I come down here, it's going to take it a moment. Uh-huh. All right. Now you can definitely see. Now that is too much. You can definitely tell that the secret is not to be able to tell that you're doing these manipulations, right? So I want to come back up to there just to make it easier on the processor and to make things fast, a little bit faster and smoother for everybody. Lighten that up. And I'm going to change the angle. Too far, too far, too far. Go, there we go. Perfect. We'll go back down. A little bit more, and see, this is where I say it's more of an art than anything else. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm going to leave it just like that. See how that comes out. Now, we'll do one more. Channel Boolean. Now, this channel Boolean will be masked once I find the right mask with our bump. Hoping that I had something closer, but no. So that's where, now this will give us, once it all updates, assuming that is still updating. And then invert this mask. And now we have this. Now, you notice it's pretty darn bright, right? So we're going to come back over here. Like the glow, but I want to bring down the actual brightness. Let's bring it back down to Earth. And actually, I think I'm going to have to bring down the glow a little bit to go along with it. Yeah, let's leave that up there. And actually, before I even start getting into there, let's add in a bright contrast up here and allow this bright contrast to actually bring down my brightness a little bit. We'll increase the contrast. Now you see that's, I did that way too much, right? And now that should be close to where we were. All right, let's see here. Let's bring down the gain. Allow everything else to work. Yeah. Liking that. And I'm going to go back and give this outer rectangle a little bit more height. Outer. Going to increase the height. I think I like that a lot. I might go back and play with these others, but This is how you do it. That leads us to our end product right there. Now, the next video, guys, is not going to end up being this long, and I'll tell you why. Is because we're going to use this same template and format that we have here to allow us to create the sliders that come out. Okay, so that video won't be nearly as long. Actually, the next two videos should not be nearly as long, and then the fourth one, I believe I'll just break that one off as our particles and have that disintegrate. So this will be completed in that time period. So I'll render this out as it is right now, and yeah, that'll be that. So thank you guys very much for watching, going the whole way. I'm hoping that you got a lot from this. If there's some additional stuff that you'd like me to go into, explain, or create a specific type of lower thirds for this style, let me know. Let me know what you're interested in, and I'll see what I can do for you. Other than that, thank you very much, and I'll see you on the other side. Remember, always keep digging your well. Talk to you guys later. Bye.